Al Reynolds has finally confirmed his flop soul situation. Okay. Now, colorist Claudia has been running her mouth for weeks. She's been on everybody's platform. She went on the Messy Sweet Spot. She went on Conscious TV. She went on Carlos King. She went in the flop soul chat. She been in everybody's chat. She been in people DMs. I don't know. She's been trying to spin this narrative that Al got their show canceled. And I'm like trying to figure out, like, how is it that you got fired from your YouTube job and now you're mad at Al? That don't make no sense. Everybody got fired. Now, how would Al kick you to the curb? Now, this is what I found interesting. Hold on. Let me pull up my receipts real quick. I got them all right here today. Bam, bam, bam. Come on in and like this video. It's 1,300 of y'all in here. Ooh, 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 ooh. You said, I heard Kenya was awarded $2K a month for child support and $1K a month for Brooklyn's college fund. Is that true? I mean, if you heard it, Anita, I had heard something like that too, but I'm just I kind of stay away from that divorce situation because I really don't believe that they were ever married in the first place. Whatever settlement that they had, listen, I haven't seen the document, so let me keep my mouth closed. So Al posted this on his Instagram. Thank you again, Anita, for the super sticker. Al posted this on his Instagram, and he said, "Soulmates, dear soulmates, TGI fans, algoriters, and friends. It is with deep sadness that I announce the end of Fox Soul's TGIF. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone for their unwavering love and support over the last 5 years and during this period of evolution. Please continue to uplift the many families and individuals who have been affected. Peace, love, and light." So Al, it's interesting that Al came really like, I don't know. I like the way he formed his statement because Claudia and Armand's statement was pretty much it's over, and then they got in the comment section dragging Al. But Al is saying please uplift a lot of people because a lot of people lost their jobs. I guess they had producers and everything. Now hold on, I got something else that Al said. Al posted this in his Instagram. And he said, folks, the fun show. Well, this is Wiley said this. Shout out to the Wiley show. Wiley show posted this and Al reposted it. Folks, the fun Sean came on my show, the Wiley show, weeks ago to spill the tea on Claudia Jordan and Armon Wiggins being messy and bringing Fox Soul behind production meetings in front of the camera. Al Reynolds was an innocent victim of a hostile work environment. So Al reposted this. So I'm assuming that he agrees that he's an innocent victim of a hostile work environment. And as further proof of that, look at this. Who is this in the comment section right here? Let me make it big for y'all. Somebody said in the comment section, I knew Al what was a part of the cancellation. Super disgusting way to end such an excellent run. I remember the first time I watched TGIF. Junkie was drunk as a skunk on episode 2. So many memories. I love you, Claudia. Can't wait for your next show. And then colorist Claudia said, he sure did. Well, now I can really share what all went down. I will never speak to that man again after what he did to a great show. Wait a minute, colorist Claudia. I mean, don't you bear any of the responsibility? Are you always the victim? Now here go another one. Look at what colorist Claudia said. Somebody said that was irreversible. It has been a great run. Thank you for getting us through COVID. Wishing you and Al the best. And then colorist Claudia said Al can go to hell. He's a huge part of this. Oh, she is spiraling out of control. She don't know what to do. She don't know how to handle it. Meanwhile, peep game. Hold on. Look how professional. Look how professional Al is right there. Meanwhile, Al over here. Look what came out July 4th on Fox. Al got a whole interview over here on Fox 5, Washington, D.C. Al Reynolds on life, bisexual identity, and former marriage to Star Jones. I'm like, they done gave out a whole interview to talk about his life, to talk about his sexual identity, and to talk about his former marriage. Now, it's interesting because, as you know, Flop Soul was barred from talking about Star Jones and that situation. And it's rumored that Claudia had her good friend Luenelle ask the question so that they can have a viral moment. Okay, then Armon went and started talking about other stuff. And so here's Al. He is speaking out. Hold on, let me find this on Fox DC. Hold on, honey. I want to see it. I want to see the interview. Here, right here. Hold on. What's the article? Y'all like this video as y'all coming in here. Like this video. Al Reynolds on life, bisexual identity, and marriage to Star Jones, published July 4th, 2024. Okay. It says Al Reynolds is so much more than the ex-husband of former The View host Star Jones. The Virginia native is an accomplished business professor, college professor, TV host, and advocate for the LGBTQ plus community. However, those other accolades and traits often get lost or mentioned secondarily to his highly publicized and often criticized 4-year union with Jones that ended in divorce in 2008. Isn't it interesting that Al got this good old article and colorist Claudia over there crying and begging and throwing shade and being nasty and causing conflict? Meanwhile, you got Al over here with this positive press. Anyway, it says just recently, Reynolds found himself going viral about the marriage and his sexuality on Fox Soul's TEA-GIF, which he co-hosted. Look, past tense. The show was recently canceled due to reports of behind the scenes incidents involving hosts. Well, it's official. It was canceled. It's being reported on Fox 5 DC. Comedian Luenelle recently joined the broadcast and eventually asked him if he disclosed his sexual orientation to Jones before they tied the knot. In a wide-ranging interview on Motivation with Marissa, Jones revealed how he felt. What his name is Al Reynolds. That's a typo. Jones revealed how he felt in that moment, which he compared to being hit by a car. I have been talking about this on the show, so it was nothing new, Reynolds said. So to me, I felt like it was ill intentioned. It was mean spirited. It didn't come from the space of trying to use our platform to help people understand. I thought it was a dig. It felt bad and it felt uncomfortable. Reynolds came out publicly in 2017 about his bisexuality, but he told Fox 5's Marissa Mitchell he never hid that fact from Jones. I wanted to keep whatever that was private with who I was with. I didn't want to have to share that with the world because there was a part of me that was ashamed, he said. But he's no longer ashamed. William Reynolds said he took decades to embrace himself authentically to the world. Now, this is the video that caused the conflict. And that's Al. Let me listen to the clip. Hold on. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer under section 107. I want to see what Al got to say, child. It's got a little ad.
I'm hands free.
Play the little ad first. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Y'all know the drill. We are researching.
Advocate and someone for the LGBTQ plus community as well. And I know that you recently came out about that more, but I think it was years ago. Was it Radar
Feels
Online?
Like yesterday,
as well, years back. Talk about that moment.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was really hard because for me, I grew up in the South. My mother is, a Southern Baptist. Those aren't things that you talk about.
Look, we got Al sitting over here in a suit in a very classy, professional manner. And then we had colorist Claudia over there crying, talking about people hate her. Isn't this interesting? This is amazing. I love it.
Sexuality is something that you leave behind that front door when you come home, right? So that was a tough journey, but it was necessary, right? So for me coming out, though, I was, I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, listen, I've learned so much through therapy about who I am, and I was no longer ashamed, right? And also, you got to remember, we're talking 24 years.
Y'all, I don't listen. Put in the chat who y'all think is responsible. Do you think it's Al or you think it's colorist Claudia? I know y'all don't think it's Mr. Ed because he wasn't there long enough. But do y'all think it was Al or do you think it was colorist Claudia? Because my sources tell me colorist Claudia was the reason Junkie Dineva, got the boot too. Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Years ago, the conversation, the narratives around sexuality were totally different. It could affect you professionally. It could affect you, personally. So for me, it was something that I, with my therapist, I had to figure out who I was before I was prepared to share it with the rest of the world. Because like I said, once you step out on that stage, you can't step off,
It's interesting. But here's the thing too. I said this in my last video. Claudia and Armon digging into this man's sexual identity on air like that could be seen as an HR nightmare. Like in any situation, when you talk about sexual identity, sex, age, all of that, and you humiliate someone based off of those factors, then it becomes an issue. And I believe that's where they messed up. All right, let's listen.
And so in that aspect, because it was so private for me, right? I wanted to keep whatever that was private with who I was with. I didn't want to have to share that with the world because there was a part of me that was ashamed. I think just like anybody else, we don't feel comfortable being different. You know what I mean?
And for once, I believe every word Tasha K said about that. I believe every word. Whatever they said, Claudia, colorist, Karen Jordan did, she did that. I'm just letting y'all know.
Being a part of the LGBTQ plus community 25 years ago, even though you weren't ashamed, you weren't like I wasn't prepared to be proud. Now I'm proud because you know what?
Somebody said that Claudia didn't have no pull like that, but who had the pull? Y'all say Al got the pull? How Al got the pull when he was just a personality? Claudia had more pull than Al, didn't she? If she says that the show was her baby, she created it, she brought the concept. Well, she stole the concept and took it over to Flop Soul. Like, wouldn't she have a little bit more pull? Didn't she have pull to get Al suspended when he took up for Nene Leakes back in the day when I told y'all about that Al was fired and I came on here and told y'all that he got his job back? Did she have pulled in? Like, how is it that she doesn't have no pull?
But I'm not a mistake. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I start and I end with love. I try to give back as much as I can. There can't be anything wrong with that. And I don't care what the gender or sexuality is.
It's all about the heart.
Yeah.
And you said something.
And it's interesting that they gave him this space. It's like a safe space to talk about his love life, his sexuality, and his marriage. They gave him like a literal interview to talk about it because clearly sitting there with colorist Claudia and Armon, that's not a safe space, and that's not a space for you to dig into somebody's personal life and force them to drink alcohol and force them to talk about their sexcapades.
Very real just now. You said the people who are basically in your circle, the people who needed to know.
Oh, absolutely.
Knew.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that includes your ex-wife.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. It's that support that keeps your head up, right? It's that support that also gives you the confidence to come out to everyone else. And that's when I finally got the confidence, when I finally realized.
And see, just hearing this, it's like he had to say he had to have a brave face because they stream live. So apparently, that was embarrassing to him when Luenelle asked that question publicly, in front of however many hundreds of people or thousands of people that was watching. So yeah, this is interesting.
Realize what it was for me and how I identified, then I was comfortable to share it with the rest of the world.
And that identification was bisexual.
Yes,
bisexual.
Absolutely.
So when Luenelle said what she said,
can you imagine if the tables were turned and Al was asking Claudia about her sex life and what her vagina looked like or something? Like, can you imagine like what would have happened if Al asked Claudia if she had ever slept with a girl before and what was it like? Can you imagine what would have happened?
Too long ago regarding what we just discussed. What was that like for you? Because I mean, you have to sit there and take it.
Yeah, you know, it's just like one of those when you're driving along and a car hits you and you didn't know the car was going to hit you, you're in shock for a little while. You're like, okay, what just happened? And so in that particular case, that's kind of how it was, because my network has always been very supportive of me. And I'm very proud to be a part of the Fox family, but so is my ex. She's a part of the Fox family, and she just got nominated for a Daytime Emmy. She's doing it in the biggest way, like she always has.
I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Ain't gonna blame me.
So when Luenelle kind of asked the question, it's something that I've been talking about on the show, so it's nothing new.
Just a quick Google search too, you'll see it out there.
So to me, I felt like it was ill intent. And it was mean-spirited. It didn't come from a space of trying to use our platform to help people understand. I thought it was a dig, and it felt bad. It felt uncomfortable. But listen, it's not going to stop, right? It's not going to stop. It's a part of my journey, and that's okay. I'll keep saying the same thing over and over. You can fish for a different answer, but you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Al told y'all. Ooh. I'm loving the professionalism. Look, he didn't have to drop down in nobody's comments. He didn't have to click nobody's link. He didn't have to leave no long, messy email. He didn't have to go and say that Claudia is the problem and fuck her. And he didn't have to say all of that stuff that Claudia said. I'm living for it. I am living for it. And if y'all can't see the emotional, I don't even know what to call it. Claudia, her emotional intelligence just isn't there. She isn't formed right up here in the brain, because apparently she just seems to think that everybody has to be her friend. Everybody has to kumbaya. This is not a work environment. This is a friend environment. We need to drink. We need to kiki. I need to talk about your sex life. You can't talk about mine. I don't know. It's just, it's classy versus trashy, Anita. That's what it is. I don't know. But I just find it problematic. And speaking of problematic, shout out to the squad member who sent me this. Now, Claudia has been dragged and, online, and people are, debating whose fault it is. A lot of people are saying that it's colorist Claudia's fault. A lot of people are saying that it's Al's fault because they believe Claudia's fake Caucasian tears. However, who do you think is at fault in the demise of this popular YouTube show? Leave your comments down below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit straightfromtheA.com.